So Cultural Emergence is a project that we've started to look at how we transform our global culture into a culture of connection and care and appreciation, and how we can really transform and transcend those cultural norms that are at the moment causing so much destruction around the world, both in our social systems and our ecological systems. So it's looking at the idea of emergence, where things can come together and create emergent properties, like the ingredients of a cake that come together with a bit of baking powder that will transform it into something really delicious, and with the idea of emergence, that something quite small can be very transformative and have this significant effects. And the principle that I really enjoy about cultural emergence is allowing for the possibility of the seemingly impossible. And this idea that at any moment someone can come along and just be that baking powder in the cake that can just lift the situation, raise the vibration, transform it, and something new arises that wasn't there before. And at the moment we are in a cultural emergency. There's destruction all around us, and degradation and social and environmental problems, and we need to find those magic ingredients to transform that. And that might seem really impossible at the moment. How are we going to come out of this as a species, the situation we're in? We have to allow for that possibility that it can happen and will happen, and that's the vision that can pull us forward, that can allow for those conditions of emergence to transcend it and create this cultural emergence that's so needed on the planet. I like the principle of cultural emergence: plan and then flow, and this idea that we do need to put plans in place, we do need to have intentions and commitments and give our attention to what we would like to happen, and then we can flow with it. We can allow for emergence, we can flow with the direction that life is taking us and respond to that, and by putting in the plans in the first place and putting that attention and that intention forward, then we can really manifest anything we want to. And so really this idea of the seemingly impossible that is what inspires me, and this hope that can come from this understanding of emergence, and understanding that actually the solutions can come at any moment and transform things really profoundly at any moment. Something, just something someone says in a conversation, or some idea that we've had that bubbles up, that suddenly can transform our lives. And this can happen on a bigger collective scale as well, and I think that's what we're hoping for, that we could create these conditions of emergence. And this is what inspires me, and that gives me hope and gives me vision as well. Yeah, so with cultural emergence there's different pathways, and there's the activating cultural emergence, where we start connecting, as I said, quite deeply with nature, with our other people, with ourselves, seeing possibilities. And then once we've kind of started to see those possibilities and we've gained some momentum and some motivation, then we can start really playing with the design web which I created, and using that to work out ways in which we can challenge and awaken ourselves, move and invigorate and nourish and empower ourselves, and that through those processes then make this flexible, adaptable, inspirational, motivating design for ourselves, of how we can build the cultures we want and how we can transform our own lives. And we can use it on very small scales and bigger scales, and in many ways use the design web to manifest our ideal scenes as well, in whatever way that is for us. Well, I'm really blessed to be steward and living at Applewood Permaculture Centre. Here I am in the orchard, and what people seem to really grasp in a very embodied way when they come to Applewood is this sense of the earth taking care of us and being held, and being able to connect with nature very deeply, and through that connection with nature to really have this deep connection with ourselves, and then through the group processes we use, that they have a very deep sense of community and connection with others, and through that connection with self, connection with others and connection with nature, that's really creates the conditions for cultural emergence in our own lives. And when I say cultural emergence, I also would like people to think of it as their own personal culture, and what happens is that people start paying attention to their own personal culture, and then changes happen around them in the bigger systems that they're part of, their families, their workplaces, their groups. And so by paying attention to ourselves first, then we can really, the change and the emergence can ripple out. And when people come to Applewood, they just have this kind of deep sense of relaxation and belonging and inspiration. And those are the three things I think that people really take away from here: inspiration, belonging and connection and relaxation. 4 things. And many more things they take away. Good friends as well. Yeah.